All right, we're back. It's the Sons of Montezuma film room. It's Mateo San Diego, and I'm here with our resident coach, Coach C. Good to see you, man.
Good to be back, and wonderful, exciting season, and looking forward to the upcoming off season, and of course to get ready for the next season coming up.
So the 2022 NFL draft is upon us, and with this Aztecs team that finished the 2021 season, there was a ton of talent that declared for the draft. So we're going to go through a couple of the guys and give our assessment on, how we see them fitting in the next level possibly. And so our first guy on the list is obviously a favorite of Sons of Montezuma. He took a chance on us with our first NIL deal, and it's none other than the San Diego kid, Greg Bell, running back out of Chula Vista, Bonita Vista High. His story we documented on our podcast, on our website, sonsofmontezuma.com. We really got in deep onto his journey, and boy, was it a journey. Went to, Arizona Western JC, then to Nebraska. Then he made his way back to San Diego State, where he originally wanted to commit out of high school. I know you have a lot of positive things to say about Greg. I know you spoke very highly of him even before the season jumped off. So, what's your take on Greg Bell, man?
Yeah, I thought he popped off film as soon as I even looked at him the first time. Like, who is this kid? As an offensive coordinator, I remember always telling my running back coaches, tell me who the kids are that have great vision and great feet. And that's one thing I did notice with, Greg Bell. Just good feet, good balance. He's got the size that you're looking for too, but you just notice how he's not afraid to run inside the tackles. He runs that zone scheme so effectively. Understands it's a one-cut kid, doesn't take more than one cut to go ahead and get vertical and all that. So you really love to see that in a running back, that's for sure, especially in today's football. It's so important that you get vertical right now with so much of the spread stuff going on. Love his journey too. And you mentioned some of the things of just the journey and the road that he had to go through. And sometimes when you're at a JC, you're at another university and you're back and all that, that could be a good thing because it gives an NFL scout plenty of voices to go to. What's this kid like? How coachable is he? How does he handle adversity? That really is a weird way even to look at these past COVID seasons, if you will. How do they handle that kind of adversity where every week just was uncertain? Are we playing? Are we not playing? Is the game being moved up? Is it getting canceled? Is it getting moved back? And you really, it's frustrating. No one likes to go through that kind of uncertainty. But when it's all said and done and that road has been taken, it really gives you a chance to assess how did this young man handle those kind of late changes, those unexpected changes, if you will. And that goes a long way. And no one wants to go through those. But you definitely want to see if a kid can handle that. And I thought San Diego State as a whole, Coach Hope did a great job of just keeping the guys focused. You win a division, you're doing something, but to do it with all the challenges and the hurdles that they had to go through, didn't have a home game. You're going to LA, right? And you're going through that for the last 2 seasons. And to just look like you're a squad that's the more focused squad, that you're finishing strong and handling adversity. And Greg Bell really stood out as one of the offensive leaders, and that is really things that an NFL scout wants to see in this kid. It's going to give a chance for Greg Bell during his interviews of just sharing how he handled those kind of things. Because in the NFL, there's going to be adversity. You've got to be ready for anything. And so I loved what I saw on not just on the game tape, but I also loved what I saw on just the way our Aztec players, including Greg Bell, really handled it.
So what are we going to look at here, Coach?
So here's just a simple 2-back set here. Your pro set. You're going to see this in the league. When Greg's there, he's really deep, as you can tell how deep he is. And I used to like getting backs kind of deep too, because in zone scheme, vision is important. And when you say vision, what do you mean by that, Coach? Well, a running back really needs to understand where defensive flow is going, linebacker flow, if you will. We coach up and we tell the lineman, you're in charge of certain guys in the box. And it's always going to be a combo block or 2 guys working on 2 guys here. And a running back really wants to attack a certain hole, a certain gap, if you will, get flow, get defensive flow going one way. And if that hole that he's attacking is a soft hole, stick with it, hit it hard. if it looks like the flow is going hard to squeeze that hole, then either you're making one cut to the outside, or you're making one cut back against the grain to the inside. And this is where I think Greg Bell's strength is. You just see this guy, it's very efficient. You see that cut right there, one cut, there he goes, and has the speed to finish or whatever else. And then we're going to get an end zone view here of just him really understanding flow, getting to where he needs to get to. And this is the stuff that I love. Here he comes in, I'm going to get that guy motioning in, and we're going to attack that hole. He's going to attack hard. He's really attacking this B gap hard, and he's got a little bit of flow from the defense, but he sticks with it. And then he's going to stick that foot in the ground. Bam! Nice and efficient. And the beautiful thing that we always teach our running backs, what I want to see from my running backs when I see things, he's going to get a big plus on his grade card that we have, his report card, if you will. I'm seeing squared numbers. I'm seeing shoulders staying square. They're still vertical, which is efficient. It gives him a chance that if he needed to get back in to that straight line path, if you will, shortest distance is a straight line. We need to get to that end zone. And this is what Greg Bell really displays nicely, is that he just gets vertical. See that cut right back. He's right back under that line, running away from the safety. And then he shows, hey, I got enough speed here to beat a guy that had the angle on me, and he finishes. Does it again here against Arizona, where it's just going to be vertical. He's going to come and he's going to make one cut. Bam. And then it's to the house. Shows pretty good balance there. And he finishes strong. What he's got going for him, he's got a resume that's going to really help him out with all the adversity that they had to face. He's got the size for it. He's coming from a program that's been known these last few years of producing good running backs and producing a good run scheme, if you will. So, however, San Diego State did change their run scheme. They're not a gap scheme anymore. And what that means, they didn't run as much power as they've done in the past. They went to more of a zone read scheme, a lot of single back stuff. And that gives a running back, okay, you're going to have some options here. We're going to block these certain 5. If we have 5 blockers, we're going to block these 5. We're going to leave this guy alone. And we're either going to handle him with the quarterback or some kind of reverse motion out of that. But you as a running back, you're going to squeeze a hole and either make a cutback or you're going to stay in that hole. And you have to be efficient. You can't dance around here in that. That's where the zone gap scheme are kind of a lot of there's no dancing or whatever else. What you see in Greg Bell's stuff and that teams are going to really be interested in is he's efficient with his cuts. He's a one cut kind of a guy. Denver Broncos made that very popular back in the Terrell Davis days, one cut and go. And that really goes to the credit of Alex Gibbs, who was the O-line coach for the Denver Broncos. He really sold that aspect. And it didn't matter if you were a superstar running back, were you a running back that could be efficient. I think Greg Bell, because of his body size and because of the efficiency that he runs with, there's going to be a team in that, I don't know what round he's going to go in. But I tell you what, if I'm an NFL scout and I need some depth on my running back chart, or if I just need a running back for crying out loud, this guy, if it's second round, third round, fourth round in that range and all that, here's a guy that can get in the end zone. He has a nose for the end zone. He finishes strong,
Yeah.
And if this was way back in the 90s where running backs were consistently being chosen in the first round, then his stock, of course, is going to be a whole lot higher. But we're just now living in a time where a lot of teams want to have 2 or 3 running backs just because they want to focus on different positions. And that's okay. Bottom line is that I think Greg Bell has shown he's going to have something to offer. And I just like his game a lot.
Do you think running that zone scheme is more difficult for the running back, or is it just a different skill set than going back to running the power, what the Aztecs offense was generally known for?
Yeah, it definitely is a different skill set. You have more options as far as you don't know what hole you're supposed to hit in the respects that we're going to hit it right here. What you have is you have 3 possible holes that are going to develop. Now, you as a running back, you got to be able to choose the correct hole. It's not like there's a wrong path, whatever else. It's going to really be based on how the linemen handle flow of the defense. A lot of defenses have changed the way they attack zone scheme. They like to do twists and stunts and confuse the linemen. And sometimes that slows up things. That's why you saw with Le'Veon Bell when he was with Pittsburgh. he started slowing up the way he attacked the hole. And it really froze linebackers here, and it gave his lineman a chance to get a hat on a hat. And then he had that sudden first step that can really hit it. Not a lot of running backs have that. You've seen a couple that are trying to develop that whatsoever. Greg Bell, I would say he's not that as far as the patient guy. He's the kind of guy that is going to attack a hole and he makes that one cut, which to me, I love as well, because it really forces the defender. You better make a decision because I'm hitting this hole, and they have to make a decision. So they'll attack that hole. He just shows the ability to hit that other direction pretty quick, or just hit the hole that he's aiming for right from the very beginning. And what he's going to have to prove, I think where he's going to make his money, where a lot of teams are going to be interested in, how does he handle short yardage and how does he handle red zone stuff? You know what I mean? Those are the money plays. Are you moving the chains? Yeah. Are you putting 6 on the board? And are you making a guy miss just to get that? Because when it comes down to it, that's really, right now, NFL teams are not interested in 100-yard rushers. They're interested in, can you keep drives alive, and can you keep our quarterback giving him another set of downs, and hurting the defense just enough where they have to keep that extra guy in the box because you are a threat. So Greg does present that. He's that kind of a weapon, and I've seen him catch the ball too. So you're like, shucks, be that third down guy if that's what it takes.
Yeah. So what team do you think would be a good fit for Greg Bell to land on?
Well, 49ers, because of how much they really count on efficient running backs. Philadelphia will be very interesting because they have such a dual threat at quarterback is concerned. But a team even like the Chargers that likes to throw to the running backs, giving him some halfback options, look for him in a team like that. He's got the hands for it, and he's very efficient with his running.
So we look forward to seeing where Greg Bell is going to end up this camp for the next season, and what team, what city, destination he ends up with. So all the best to Greg, and we'll keep our eyes peeled.